Hey everyone, it's me, Barely a Bear here. Welcome back to my gaming den. If you love epic RPGs and adventure, you're in the right place. So grab a controller, settle in, and let's level up. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on the action. Alright, let's get this quest started. I think in our last episode we finished up our bounties and side quests and moved on to Emerald Stair. I have no idea where we are right now. Oh, okay, no, we helped this guy because we heard him fall down. We heard him from up there. We came down here to investigate. I think we already finished helping him get out. He just needs to leave on his own now. There's a second animancer down here with him. Okay. I think that same thing happened last time we tried to go across that. So, I think we're finished down here anyway. Let's keep going. Break the things. Break the things. The whole place is filled with animancers now. Okay, I heard this before too. We couldn't figure out where it was coming from. Well, move on. We'll be here forever trying to find it. That'd be awesome if I used the shield and sword. But I use two swords. I got two. Well, no, I don't. A sword and an axe. Maybe I heard. This is the way we gotta go, so I guess this is the way we're going. That's what those X's are. Maybe that's the sound we heard below us or above us. I don't know. Let's keep moving. This place seemed... I would think this place would seem more magical with its 4 bad guys. But it seems more desolate around here. Again, not a big fan of bears being the main enemy, apparently.
another glorious battle.
I don't know about glorious. Yeah, this place looks more desolate and destroyed than... Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Oh, we're going back down? Damn it. I know exactly where we are. We need to quit messing with this place. Thought because there was a fight there, it was something new. I don't know, maybe it'll feel more magical once we get further in. Hey, got a beacon.
Glad that's over. Try again.
It's got more of a dreary vibe from this area. Ooh. Like we're almost to Fior.
I don't think you can deny that everything... How else will they learn if we don't tell them how things should be?
Fine. If I ever have any crops of my own, I won't use animancy around them. Happy?
I thought they'd be grateful for our advice.
Why? Did anybody ask for it? Nobody asked for your advice. Why would you think they'd be grateful for it?
Word of advice, give a wide berth to the governor's manor. Giatta's about to tear that poor man a new one.
Giatta?
One of our animancers. She's bright as a spark, but a mite confrontational. She came storming up the hill with a wheelbarrow full of spoiled crops. Then the shouting started.
Animancers fighting? This I have to see.
This isn't the first time Giatta's put the governor in his place, but it might be the last.
What are they fighting about?
Look around. The town's overgrown, the crops are dying. What's not to fight about?
Just take a blessed day look outside. Doesn't take a genius to see this place is rolling downhill.
The governor's manor is on the far side of town. You can't miss it. Just follow the sound of foul language.
I was hoping to learn some local curses.
Looking forward to seeing what it looks like when animancers fight.
The Emperor's envoy. Inquisitor Ludwig said you might be heading this way.
I didn't realize my activities were of importance to the rank and file.
I am a captain in the Steel Garrote, envoy. The name is Alfir. If you're here to speak with Vidarro, I'm afraid you'll find the governor is quite beyond reason. These Valians and their love of animancy.
Perhaps the diplomacy should be left to the diplomats, Captain.
Fair enough, envoy. Talk to the man all you'd like. When diplomacy fails, the Steel Garrote will be ready to ensure the safety of Adiran interests. We all have our part to play, envoy. Until later.
She's as subtle as a broadside.
Does subtle mean something different outside of Solace?
Yeah, there's some more bounties for us. We'll go do those later. Right now, we're trying to talk to the governor. What do you got for me?
If you are looking for sanctuary, you have found it. The Gifted Magpie is a house of calm, rational discussion. We have only 2 rules of conduct. Maintain dignity and speak in a soft tone of voice.
Is something going on around here?
To put it gently, yes. Giatta Castel is giving our governor a piece of her mind, loud enough to rattle the windows. Animancers are miracle workers, but their work breeds obsession, rivalry, and bitter disagreement.
You must see a lot of animancers around here.
Their anxiety keeps me in business. This tea house is where troubled minds come to approach problems from a quieter angle.
Speaking of which, I could really use a cup of tea.
Regrettably, we are out of tea. My stockpile is exhausted, and the harvest has not kept up with demand. We have other goods for sale, if you care to peruse them. Trinkets I have collected over the years.
Let's take a look at what you have. Whoa, that was glitching out. No. Oh. My fingers are on the button. Alright, sell some stuff then. I feel like that is everything. Yeah, that's everything I'm gonna sell. It makes sense that you would have animancer stuff. Like robes and wands and whatnot.
Spirits are truly wonderful, powerful, self-aware, and rich with insight.
Steal somebody's mercury.
Indeed. The spirits have access to
Another way into the tea
lifetimes
house.
of knowledge.
A little knowledge would do me good right about now. A pity I must wait until I'm dead.
I'm gonna come over here and steal all your food. You don't have a problem with it, do you? So far, only one person has ever really had a problem with us stealing their stuff. She didn't even have a problem with it. She was like, you know, I can see you going through my stuff. Like, we're doing it right in front of you. Of course you can. You don't seem to care too much, though, so we're taking it anyway. Alright, let's go up here and talk to...
Come on. My invention is guaranteed to enlarge your essence. A moment of your time, my friend. Tell me, what do you know about your soul?
Well, I'm a godlike, so I've got some divine heritage.
Wrong. Your soul is an ancient, wondrous thing, suffused with lifetimes of rich, delicious memory. But it's tired, my friend, heavy with the burden of generations and too weak to survive another turning of the wheel.
And how much do I pay you to lighten my soul?
That's the beauty of it. The first treatment's on the house. The moment you entered the city, I calibrated my invention to the highest setting and attuned it to your soul. So tell me, how do you feel? Better already, huh?
You used some ridiculous machine on my soul?
Another skeptic? Oh well. I can see my talents are wasted here. No charge for the treatment. Best of luck with your soul.
You
Yeah,
have
I
a thing for
bet.
sticking your head in the bear's mouth, don't you?
I do, kind of.
Giatta, what's the meaning of this?
Look at these crops. Look at your city. How can you ignore what's right in front of you? The Dreamscourge is here, in the soil, and it's killing us. Oh my goodness. Are you a godlike?
Envoy, at your service.
Charmed. Forgive me for staring. It's just, we don't see many of your kind anymore.
Maybe you can talk some sense into our governor. Put the fear of the gods in him.
Tempers are high, but I don't see any assassins. Yet.
Excuse me, but unless you have official business, I'll thank you not to involve yourself in our private discussion.
Silence. You'll know when I'm addressing you.
Ah, of course. The Adiran envoy. Ambassador Hilgard sent a missive telling me to expect you. How delightful. You speak with a measure of authority, but I caution you to remember who's in charge around here.
Now that's what I call a first impression. As you can see, I was just proving a point to our esteemed governor.
A cart full of spoiled vegetables. You call that a point?
Ha! Emerald Stair used to be a lush garden for miles around, and now I don't even recognize it. First came the invasive species, roots and mycelium growing overnight, as though nature itself had gone mad. The Dreamscourge has twisted our lands, our wildlife, and now, our farms.
That's why I'm here. Perhaps an animancer can help me stop it.
Then there's no time to waste arguing with bureaucrats.
I like her already.
I believe that we can restore the land, bring back its soul and its sanity, cut off the Dreamscourge at the root. Our governor would rather ignore the problem. He doesn't trust animancy as his father did.
But you do. What would it take for you to fix this?
Before we can deal with the Dreamscourge, we first need to understand it. Unfortunately, new experiments have to go through him.
Must be nice that all the arguing isn't about you, for once.
I'm just trying to stop Giatta from hurting herself. Animancy is dangerous when you're shooting in the dark.
Let me take her off your hands. I'll make sure nothing goes wrong.
I see you're unfamiliar with animancy. You don't appreciate just how dangerous that could be. Are you going to tell him about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dreamscourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart.
What was that about your family's basement?
It's nothing. Our governor is backed into a corner and lashing out. I almost respect him for it. Buy me a drink sometime, and I'll tell you all about my family's basement.
It can't be any worse than what's in my family's basement.
I doubt it. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Giatta.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement. Turning away from them sets a precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Giatta Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Mes Iverno.
Banished?
What?
Ignasi, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici. Take her and leave. You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Giatta is an outcast.
Let's go.
Governor, this is unacceptable. Your father would have kept this community together at any cost.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father. I've done all I can for Fior Mes Iverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should talk somewhere private. Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
I'll find us another bedroom.
Why does that remind me of current real world political stunts? Before we go meet her, we'll go look around the city. See what there is. Get acquainted with a little bit. Take on our bounties. That kind of stuff. Loot people's houses for stuff in their lockboxes. I thought this was a shop though. That's why I came in here. Nope. Turns out it was just somebody's house and I just robbed him. See, there's definitely a sign there. That totally makes this look like a tavern, which is what I thought it was.
One job, but I couldn't even do that.
Hey, we found some tea.
Pour you a drink.
Adelaro, my love, I want to see you again. What about our patrol tomorrow night? The woods will give us some privacy. Don't breathe a word to Aina, though. She went straight to the captain last time. Helena. Okay.
Can anything be done?
Bly thinks I ought to give up a farming and leave it.
Well, I'll be a godlike in the bone and bore. Apologies for the ruckus outside. The animancers never know when to shut their mouths.
I found it entertaining to watch.
I might be more amused if it didn't happen so often. But that's animancers for you. Except Giatta and Quilici, that is. They are the only animancers taking the Dreamscourge seriously.
Not taking the Dreamscourge seriously is a mistake.
Try telling that to Vidarro and the animancers. But the rest of us, We've all heard the rumors from outside. Animals gone mad, terror stalking the wilderness day and night.
The stories are true. I've seen the Dreamscourge myself.
Birth's bells, of course. If Emerald Stair runs out of food, we are in dire straits anyway. We've had crops fail before, but never food rations. The governor says it's just a temporary precaution, but I am not buying it. So, we ought to drink while we can. Agreed? Anything I can get you?
What have you got for sale? Lockpicks. Other than that, I don't really see anything I want. Nobody has health potions.
Back, envoy.
Alright, we'll go talk to him, steal his stew.
Look out for her, Fidelio. How hard could that have been?
Another troubled Fiorin. Is everyone in this city miserable?
Not everyone has the ranger captain breathing down their neck. I don't mean that. I have a lot on my plate.
You're not going to solve anything staring into that bottle.
You don't have many friends, do you? Ah, gods. Guess I don't have much in the way of manners either. I'm Fidelio, Lieutenant Fidelio Sarat. I lead one of our ranger outfits. At least, for now, it is.
Fior is in trouble if it can't support its rangers anymore.
Are you kidding? They need us now more than ever. It's why we're stretched so thin. We were helping with the recovery effort until we hit a snag.
Relax. O Felipe survived his plunge. Tenacity of a scramble route, that one.
As if that weren't bad enough, I'm losing track of these searchers, too. My two youngest rangers were supposed to report back from their rounds. I assumed they'd turn up. But it's been 3 days now. They're still not here.
They've disappeared before, haven't they?
3 times this month. They're going to be the death of me. They're besotted. I can't get them to think about anything else. Belena and Adelaro were my most promising recruits. Now, all they do is sneak off to...
Screw each other?
Oh, fine. Get right to it, then.
Well, there's worse places to make the four-legged beast. I promise you that.
New recruits running off with each other? Oh man, this brings me back.
Anyway, I never thought I had any cause for concern. They always found their way back eventually, but they haven't this time. They're out there, all alone, and they could be in danger, and I...
You don't have to explain yourself. I'd be worried about my charges too.
The last time I saw them, I sent them to patrol the northern riverbed. If you go that way, please, keep an eye out for them. I'm losing my mind in here.
2 young Nemdutin wandering out by a river. Consider them found.
Maybe we don't look too soon. Give them a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not in any hurry. This doesn't look ominous at all, though. Oh, yeah, it's Giatta's basement. Something happened down there. Oh, hey, we're back at the tea house. Let's collect all the bounties. Delemgen. Have been acting more aggressively lately, attacking rangers on patrol and researchers out in the field.
Ah, those Delemgan.
Sansa, the cartographer in Paradise, has reported his assistant, Felicia, missing in the Emerald Stair. A reward will be offered for the return of Felicia's cartographic notes. Below is her last correspondence, posted to provide clues to her whereabouts. They only care about her notes. They don't care if Felicia's okay. Good day to you, Sansa. I hope this letter finds you well. I am pleased to report new progress on my charts of the Emerald Stair. I have taken up near a curious ruin that the locals call Naku Tadek. Godless, perhaps. I will note it. Such architecture I have never seen. I know I should be diligent and focus on my work, but I cannot help worrying that my presence has been a burden. Though the Fiorans welcome me warmly, it is clear they have fallen onto hard times. I hope to finish quickly. I am yet another mouth to feed. So, Naku Tadek, I guess, is where we gotta find her.
They're not evil, it is just in their nature to push back against the expansion of civilization. Still, survival of the fittest and all that, ne?
Zorips. We fight those guys. A reward will be given for killing the Zorips that have taken up residence at the abandoned farms northwest of Fior. If those farms are ever to be reclaimed, the Zorips will need to be driven away from the land. I guess that's true. I can do that. Ah, dang it. What do the developers of this game have against bears? Attention, a reward will be given for killing an ancient and dangerous bear that has taken up residence within the grotto. Some citizens familiar with the region's history recognize this bear as Old Nuna, a beast responsible for their deaths of many rangers. To claim your reward, return proof of your kill to her and Iverno. Well, maybe if the rangers left Old Nuna alone, she wouldn't be killing him all the time.
Be careful with Old Nuna. I have a theory that her longevity and hardiness are due to an inordinate suffusion of essence.
Well, good. Let her be filled with essence. A reward will be given for killing the notorious Tranton Bandit Gang. Tranton Bandit Gang. I'll learn to talk one day. Located in the Western Forest. These outlaws are responsible for a number of raids on outlying farms. Someone needs to ensure that their raids end for good. I can do that. I got no problem killing people. Belderno. A reward will be given for killing the Earth Blight known as Belderano. A number of rangers and settlers perished in the natural disaster, and now their souls are bound together in agony, incarnated as the Blight. Please put them out of their misery.
Oh, those poor souls. Please bring them peace, Saimiko. Becoming part of a Blight is not a fate I would wish upon my worst enemy.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it'd be a fun time. Okay.
If only we had these in the tusks.
Genuine healing, please. Cure us all of Aora.
What do you want?
Oh, you startled me. This old woman can get lost in prayer from time to time. You must be the Adiran envoy I've been hearing about. Apologies for any hardships you may have experienced getting here. The failing crops, the strange beasts, and even the Dreamscourge are all the result of our neglect of the dead.
What prayer were you reciting just now?
I was calling on the spirits of the recently dead to follow the guidance of Barreth, god of death. I am asking the spirits to forgive us for our negligence and continue on their way without anger. The dead of Fior expect certain rituals to be carried out. I have failed to perform those rituals, and now the spirits are angry.
What if we carried out the rituals in your stead?
Are you volunteering us to hang out in a graveyard?
Oh, if you would, that would simply be wonderful. I wouldn't know how to thank you. Our recent dead require a final meal to ease their passage from life. Without it, they can't rejoin the cycle.
You've got people waiting in line for their next meal, and you want to waste food on the dead?
I got food from the grain merchant stores. I just need someone to leave it at the graves. The dead will take it from there.
Flesh and bone. They bring the fruit to those who cannot eat. What tree calls for its branches to endure these rituals?
This seems like a waste of food when the rest of the town is starving.
I had to take the food. The fate of Fior depends on it. I know Elena would understand how important it is to pay tribute to the dead.
Feeding the living should outweigh the needs of the dead.
But this does help the living. By appeasing the dead, we end the dangers their anger caused. The crops will grow again. The Dreamscourge will end. All will be well once more.
I expect payment for this ridiculous scheme.
Do it for whatever reason you like, as long as it gets done. The first offering goes to a cliffside grave on the southern coast.
Understood.
The second offering goes to a grave in the swamp, far to the west from here.
And the third?
The final offering should be taken to the truffle farm east of Fior, where a family lost their lives to the encroaching wilds.
Maybe this will help you find some peace as well.
That is the least of my worries. But yes, bringing closure to the recent dead will finally allow me a good night's sleep. I can't thank you enough for helping to ease the conscience of an old lady. Please, return when the rituals are complete.
It is kind of messed up. By order of the governor's will and office, all greens, fruits, and grains of the earth are to be rationed by Fior's proper authority. Effective immediately, these temporary measures shall be in place until further notice. Any attempts at subversion will be swiftly dealt with.
Empty again.
Seems that way.
Vidarro says the current crop looks promising, though.
How can he know that? He's not a Tarzan.
Be patient. He hasn't steered us wrong before.
Rejuvenate and revitalize your personal essence.
Let's go speak with Giatta.
As I had planned. I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giatta, some manners, if you please.
I thought she was being polite.
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego.
People in power rarely want to hear the truth.
I want to live in his version of Fior Mes Iverno, but instead I'm stuck here, in reality.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but... curses. Without Fior Mes Iverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone.
You stuck to your principles. That's what matters.
I wish I could take credit for Giatta's stubbornness, but she learned that on her own.
Thanks, old man. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want. On my terms. The Dreamscourge has been a thorn in my side for too long.
How so?
I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dreamscourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Adiran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers.
Well, I'm looking forward to working with you.
Likewise. They should be educational for us both. Our first order of business is the Dreamscourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days.
As people keep reminding me.
Sorry. I only bring it up because animancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by... I don't even know. I just realized this is the end. I have to leave Fior Mes Iverno. Forever.
Nothing ends. Think of it as a new beginning with new friends.
Some people don't find out who they really are until they leave home.
You'll be alright. My advice, find a good tavern and learn how to prepare a squirrel over an open flame.
Maybe if I focus on what I have gained, I can learn to accept everything I've lost. When it comes to the Dreamscourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast.
Maybe I'll have better luck.
I hope so, because we're running out of options. Manto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fior. Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name and they'll tell you what they know about the Dreamscourge.
What do you expect to learn?
I'd rather you find that out for yourself. Whatever it is, I won't be disappointed. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter. Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
Careful! Godlike, Imperial Envoy, Research Assistant. Who knew?
If sometimes you gotta do the research. Knowledge is power, as they say. Oh, I guess A is in town, so we'll go back in here. I think I like Paradise a little better than I like Fior. These guys seem like assholes. I don't think this is the way I was supposed to go. This crop shortage is the perfect opportunity to test my family's research. But of course I'm getting nowhere with Ignasi. He has the town wrapped around his little finger. You'd think a community of free-thinking animancers would embrace a little innovation. But no, not even to save their lives. What would Mother have done? Though I suppose I don't need to ask. Perhaps I can succeed where she failed, as soon as I gather the courage to enter the lab. Someday. Just not today. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that her animancy experiment killed her mom in the lab under her house. Once our patrol is over, a few of the rangers are grabbing drinks at the Bone and Boar. Would you care to join us? Of course, I understand if you're busy again. The offer still stands. It doesn't even have to be with one of the other rangers. It could just be the two of us, sitting and talking. Well, now I've said too much. You get the idea. Best of luck with your experiments. Masoni. Ah, those jumps are scary.
Do you ever think, what if I wasn't a ranger?
Of course.
I don't ever think that. This way. Get aggressive with the door.
Found the machine.
Oh, I heard there was a new arrival, but I didn't expect a godlike. Welcome to our modest workshop.
Giatta and I are investigating the Dreamscourge.
Giatta, what a loss. I owe that young woman more than I could ever repay. Unfortunately, I cannot do a lick of research while my equipment is underpowered and overworked.
That's not good. Giatta said your machine could help her research.
Yes, her theory of the Dreamscourge, I'm quite familiar. What I need is a stronger power source.
You're an animancer. Can't you just animance one?
We can't make something out of nothing. We're still limited by our resources. I could use a large single block of Atra, but harvesting it is difficult in this environment. Oh, wait. One of our rangers reported that an Adragon recently died in a western grove.
At the risk of stating the obvious, we're standing right in front of a massive Adra pillar.
Indeed, but that well is almost dry. I need more. An Adragon's heart can hold an immense amount of essence. The grove is to the west, across the chasm. You can't miss it. The rangers say a Delamgan queen holds court there. You may be able to retrieve it without violence, but most Delamgan in these parts are hostile to Keith. So you can understand why none of us went rushing over there to find it when we heard the Adragon had died. Still, Delamgan queens can be reasoned with, so if you want to get the heart peacefully, try not to kill her guards.
I'll see what I can do.
Do be careful. Emerald Stair is not itself these days.
Well, let's go. That Atragon's heart isn't gonna yank itself out.
I guess it won't. You're not wrong, sir. Hearts do not just rip themselves out. These ones are closer.
past week. How am I supposed to live like this?
We'll talk to you in a minute.
Those are no ordinary farm hands.
A godlike in Emerald Stair. Well, maybe our luck's in. I'd offer to shake your hand, but I've been elbow deep in Beatrice all day.
What happened here?
Sorry, I've been on my own for a while, and I forget how unusual this looks. As you can see, this is my reanimated corpse farm.
Oh, and what do you use for fertilizer? Other corpses?
I'm trying to demonstrate the value of undead labor. But of course, nothing is ever that simple. I've always wanted a wealthy patron.
If this is your idea of business, we might have to revisit our contract.
Reanimated corpses are the future of manual labor. Cost-effective, low maintenance, and very friendly. Now, Beatrice, she's being a real problem, if you can believe it. Would you be a dear and reach into her guts? Feel around for anything that doesn't belong.
Before I do that, Giatta wants your opinion on the Dreamscourge.
Giatta Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor. I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask. Is it true? Did Vidarro kick her out of town?
Gossip travels fast in these parts.
Especially when a renowned animancer is shouting at the top of her lungs in the streets of Fior. Very well. I'll tell you what I know about the Dreamscourge. But first, I need some help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo.
You want me to...
Yes, quickly and mercifully if you can. Silvo is one of my Revenants. My oldest, my favorite, and the pride of my flock. Someone needs to put a poor fellow out to pasture. And I just don't have the heart to do it myself.
Well, it's already dead. That's the hard part done right there.
When a Revenant goes bad, there's only one option. Final death. And poor Silvo's time has gone.
Any connection to what happened to Beatrice?
It's possible, but this is no time for jumping to conclusions.
Where do all these corpses come from anyway?
Outsiders and travelers down on their luck. You'd be surprised how many people want to sell their bodies to animancy.
Say what you will about mercenary and military life. At least your obligations end at death.
Anyone else see a downside to giving monetary value to corpses?
This is a good forever home for the undead. Better than some crypt, anyway. But sometimes we have bad days.
I'd hate to see what a good day at the corpse farm looks like.
They come to me for breakfast, and I let them wander the fields. Really, it's no different than raising goats.
I'll take care of Silvo, and I'll make it quick.
Thank you for understanding. You can find Silvo in the barn. He's blocked the door somehow, but the window should be open. Just be gentle with him. He's a good boy.
So, we're killing a Revenant then? She just couldn't come out and say that?
And this is why I don't take pets.
What is happening there? That's funny. And so how do we get in here to take care of Silva? I guess that's how.
That it?
Ah, dang it. Break all the things. There.
I saw you reach into Beatrice. Find anything interesting?
It looks like Beatrice ate some spoiled crops.
Aha! So the blight got into my revenant and interfered with her raising. That confirms one of my theories. Not only is the Dreamscourge affecting our farms, it's disrupting animancy, unraveling our work. Sounds like I have more research ahead of me, but at least now I have a sense of direction. Thank you for getting your hands dirty on my behalf, godlike. You're a natural.
I dealt with Silvo.
Poor Silvo. He was a bright young revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace.
You promised me some answers.
So, the Dreamscourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dreamscourge. They have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's different from anywhere else I've seen.
We need to find the source of the difference if there's any hope in stopping it.
But how to find something so well hidden? Can something so metaphysical even be found? Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here. Toward what end, only you can say.
Fascinating. I'm sure Giatta will be interested to hear this.
Well, I'm happy to give her some good news for a change. You and Giatta are going to shake things up. As for me, I'll be keeping a close eye on my flock.
Oh, and thank you for the nightmare fuel. I really have been sleeping entirely too well lately.
I'm remembering why people find this place unsettling.
Alright everyone, that's a wrap for today's video. I hope you had as much fun watching it as I did making it. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on an adventure with me, Barely a Bear. Thanks for hanging out with me, your support means the world. Until next time, stay wild, stay awesome, and remember, the bare necessities of life will come to you. Later days.